Okay, so here we are on lesson 13, finding equivalent ratios given the total quantity. So we're actually going to skip this first page and the second page, and we're going to go on to the third page, which should be page 8 in your note packet. These examples get a little long, so we're just going to do one in the video. Alright, and this one says the table shows 6 different size pans that could be used to make macaroni and cheese. If the ratio of ingredients stays the same, how might the recipe be altered to account for the different size pans? So we've got 3 columns now, where the last one is the total. So the pan size is the number of cups of each combined. So we have to try to fill in the blanks, so that means we're going to have to find our constant twice. So first we're going to make noodles X, and then cheese will be Y for now. Okay, so we're going to start here, see what we can get done, and then we'll move on to looking at the other 2 columns. So we still need to find our constant, which is always Y over X, and the only row we have here is the 3 3/4. So I'm going to do this one in purple. Alright, and we're going to try to find our constant. So we're going to do Y over X, which is 3 over 4, and then divided by 3. So now we need to multiply by that least common multiple. So we're going to multiply by 4 on the top and on the bottom, because this is just 3 over 1. Multiply by 4, not 3. There we go. So our 4's cancel up top. So we'll just have 3 over 12, which we can then simplify to 1/4. So down here, between these 2 columns, I'm going to write our equation as Y equals 1/4 X. Alright? Which basically means, if we're looking here, that it's 1 cup of cheese per 4 cups of noodles. So that means we can go ahead and fill in this top row here. It's 1 cup of cheese for every 4 cups of noodles. And that works. If we look over here, the pan size was 5, which is the total, and 4 plus 1 is 5. Alright. So we've got that much. And now if we're looking down the rows here, we can do the 1/4, the next row. I'm going to do that in red. So we're going to use our equation, our Y equals 1/4 X. We have our Y value, so we're going to have 1/4 equals 1/4 X. So to get rid of the 1/4, I'm going to multiply by 4 over 1 on both sides, over 1. So all of these 4's cancel over here, so we're left with 1 equals X. So I'm going to put 1 here for the cups of noodles. Alright, and if we're going to do the total, we know that the total is just adding them, so we're going to add across here, so this would be 1 and 1/4. And I guess we can go back up and do the second row here as well. If we add across, this would be 3 3/4. Alright, so make sure you take the time to pause the video if you need to. Make sure you have everything written down. If you need to color code it, you can do that too. Alright, now we're going to look at this next row here. We've got the 2/3, but we don't have Y. So we can use our equation again. So we're using our Y equals 1/4 X, but now we have the X value. So then here, we're going to plug in our X value. So we have 1/4 times 2/3, and this equals Y. So we can do some cross division here. This is a 1, this is a 2, so our Y is going to equal 1/6. So that's what we can fill in this box now. Oh boy, it's right funky again. Let me try that again. This is going to go in here as 1. Oh geez. Try again. Hold down. It's going to go in as 1/6. So hopefully now that I've said it about 7 times, you can get it in the right box. Okay. Here we go. 1/6. Good enough. Okay. So now we can go ahead and we can add those across. So we're going to have 2/3 plus 1/6. We're just adding across. So if we get a common denominator, it would end up being 4/3 plus 1, or 4/6 plus 1/6. So our total here would be 5/6. Okay? So we've got one more row here that we can do with the equation that we already have. I'm going to do that in blue. I'm out of colors. So we have our x value again. So we're going to use, I'm going to scroll down a little bit, the y equals 1/4 x. So now we have our y value, and I'm going to go ahead and change this into a mixed number. So the mixed number 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So this would be 16/3 equals 1/4 x. Now we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides. And we can't do any cross division, so that's not very good. But we are going to go back because I realized I put that in the wrong place. That's our x value. I was wondering why that didn't look right. Alright, try again. So we have y equals 1/4 times, and this is going to be our 16/3 that we did before. Now we have cross division. Oh, this is much better. And that's a 4, so we end up with 4/3. So in this box, we have 4/3, which is the same thing as 1 1/3. Okay? I changed it to the 1 1/3 because that'll make it easier to then add across to get our total, which would be 6 2/3. Alright? But now we have this last row. We have no x or y. We only have the total. So we're going to go back up top, and now we're going to call cheese for the sake x, and the pan size will be y. So we're going to have to find our new constant, but lucky us, up top we have a really simple one. We have 5/1, which is just 5. So our equation down here is y equals 5x. So now we have our y value here to do this last row. So we're going to use 5 5/8 equals 5x. But I'm going to change that to an improper fraction. So we're going to have 45/8 equals 5x. And now here we're going to have to divide by 5 on both sides. So we're back to that complex fraction. So we're going to multiply both of them by 8. So we cancel the top. So we get 45/40 equals x. But then we can simplify that down to 9/8, which equals our x value. So we can fill in this x for cheese, that this is 9/8, which equals 1 1/8. And we want to use that mixed number again for the sake of now we have to find our other value for noodles. But if we're going to go back this way, we can subtract the 1 1/8 from that total. So we're going to do 5 1/8 minus 1 1/8. So then we would get 4 1/8. Alright, so that's our total then over here. Oh, it's 5 5/8. That's why I'm missing one. So we get 4 4/8, which equals 4 1/2. Alright, so that's our value that's going to go in the x box here. Alright, so that's all we're going to do for this video, just because there was a lot in there. Make sure you've paused it and you have everything written down, and then we'll just do some more practice with that in class tomorrow.